Hello everyone, welcome back to Nagoya, Japan. It is the Junior Grand Prix final. The best six, the top six in each discipline, battling it out for the titles, the medals, and the prize money. I'm Ted Barton with Mark Hanratty here. Junior men's, this is going to be exciting, Mark.
And of course, not just exciting because we have the continued coverage of this prestigious event in front of an audience that is so educated in terms of quality figure skating, but now we head to the first medal deciding event and the first time that we will see who will be crowned winners at this junior and senior Grand Prix final. Well,
the top two men, Rio Nakata of Japan, of course, Minkyu Seo of Korea, both brilliant in the short program, and it's going to be a battle for gold.
Yeah, Denis Krouglov from Belgium, surprising so many to find himself in medal contention too, as we see the amazing IG Arena opened to the public in July of this year. So fresh, so new, and such a spectacular backdrop for what we hope will be continued spectacular skating.
Yeah, it's a real jewel, that's for sure. We know that the juniors are so excited to be in this environment. They don't get to experience it. We know the seniors do, of course, but it's brilliant. And of course, the Japanese audience, so well educated, so passionate about figure skating.
And we saw in the first of the events today, the junior ice dance, rhythm dance, some of the honest reactions from the skaters to this audience, because for some, and indeed for many, they will have not competed in front of this kind of scale of audience in this incredible scale of arena as well. And that is both incredibly exciting, but also adds a pressure that they may not be used to. And hopefully it can be used as fuel and motivation to deliver personal bests, but it would be understandable if it could derail some of the skaters as they cope with a different kind of environment than they're used to.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this junior men's event, and not just the skaters, but the evolution really of the quality of junior skating. Of course, it was not so long ago that quad jumps were only found in maybe the last group of senior men at a world championship, but now we see these juniors developing quad jumps in their free programs at a regular rate and improved skating skills.
Absolutely, and we will be treated to seeing a multitude, hopefully, of quadruple jumps in this junior men's event. Rio Nakata from Japan undoubtedly utilizing quad jumps as we have seen him so successfully do in previous seasons. They're the judging panel, and they will see hopefully further content of quad jumps from the likes of Minkyu Seo, who recently delivered his first clean quadruple jump by competing in Korea. Lucius Kazaneki, another quad jumper, and indeed most of the skaters, apart from Denis Krouglov, I believe, will be using quad jumps as part of the planned program content.
Yeah, the stage of development these juniors are, they've learned the triple axel. If you're going to be at the Junior Grand Prix final, you're going to have a triple axel. And they are entering the quad world, right? Some will have one or maybe two, or they may not be successful in this, but it's part of the process as they, get that experience and work themselves towards becoming a senior in the years to come. But also one of the things that I've been impressed about in the juniors is the better improved quality skating skills.
Well, thinking of the top two in particular, we have Rio Nakata, who's scoring 8 in the program component scores out of 10, and Minkyu Seo in the high 7s, and that indication that they're closing the gap towards the senior competitors as well. And they likely to make that transition up into seniors. Both of them now 17 years of age and finally age eligible, because these two young men have been battling it out, swapping the junior world title between them over the past couple of years, and I'm sure their continued battle between each other will hopefully extend for many years to come in the senior competition.
So we've mentioned the quads, we've mentioned the skating skills, and also the performance skills are improving as well, but that usually takes a little bit longer as we get introduced to our first group of skaters, as we get the countdown with anime on the big screen at center ice. It's so interesting, the presentations, the different type of presentations around the world, as we see once again our favorite part.
Yeah.
Our arms would be sore after a full day of introductions of athletes.
Just so rousing and exciting.
Powerful. It's exciting. Our first skater, representing Japan, Taiga Nishino. And representing the Republic of Korea, Habin Choi. From the United States of America, 17-year-old Lucius Kazaneki. And currently sitting in third place from Belgium, Denis Krouglov. Just about a point and a half behind the leader from Korea, Minkyu Seo. Calmly walks out. And the leader from Japan, Rio Nakata. One of the great things about the juniors, also in the seniors as well, Mark, is the camaraderie that you see amongst the athletes.
And the respect. And interestingly, as we look ahead to this starting order, Taiga Nishino, who opens the event, he said when he won in Varese on the Junior Grand Prix in Italy, after the win, he said that Rio Nakata inspires him. And so there is both camaraderie and respect and admiration between the different skaters. And now, so many of the athletes all are really mindful of what the others are doing. I'm sure they're all avidly watching the live streams of the various different events that travel around the globe, and they know what is necessary. And they share a very unique life experience. Taiga Nishino and Rio Nakata will be juggling a similar kind of life experience that is so unique to a 16 and 17-year-old ice skater that certainly is not conventional teenage life.
Look out quickly into the triple flip, triple toe loop. He'll skate first, so he needs to get that warm-up done within the first 5 minutes to give himself about 60 seconds to slow the heart rate, catch his breath before he will perform first out.
And Taiga, he had the only deduction of the junior men in the short program, and he's certainly capable of moving up. He's just left himself with a 10-point deficit between he and Denis. As we look ahead to Habin Choi, and he is such a record breaker for Korean skating. He's the 14th Korean male to land a triple axel competition. He's the 6th Korean male to make the Junior Grand Prix final, 3rd Korean male to land a quad salcho at an ISU event, but most significantly is that he is the 1st Korean man to land a quad loose at an ISU competition. And more than that, Ted, this young man is working on quad axle and harness as well, so he's certainly a skater that has aspirations on being as competitive as the likes of the world champion Ilya Malinin.
And he does plan to do the quad lots first out quad, followed by a quad salchow, so lots coming his way. We'll see whether he's able to deliver that under the bright lights. It's a big stage.
And talking of the advancement of technical jumps and our reference about the various difficult planned elements the skaters have, Lucius Kazaneki, he will include quadruple jumps. He took a long time to get his triple axel. I noticed that he posted on his social media, finally landing and acquiring confidence with triple axel a couple of years ago, 20th of December 2023. And it's interesting to just consider the trajectory of the skaters' development as to when they attain those difficult jumping passes. And good to see Lucius, despite it being a little later in development than others, that he's now here confidently and comfortably.
Well, he had a very successful year. As we take a look at Denis Krouglov from Belgium, and he's had a great year. He came in here ranked 6th. He finds himself currently in 3rd.
Yeah. And since we saw him on the Junior Grand Prix, he's competed internationally. He's won that. And indeed, he's medaled at every event that he's competed at this season. So Denis Krouglov, although surprising us to some extent by being in medal contention, it shouldn't wholly be surprising based on the form that he has had this year.
There's a look at 17-year-old Minkyu Seo from Korea. He was brilliant in the short program, beautiful triple axel, quick and efficient rotation position. You'll see that in this program. Let's take a look what he has planned here, Mark. In this, he's open with the quad sow, followed by a triple axel, triple toe combination, so 1 quad in this program.
And he delivered that so brilliantly at the President's Cup last week, and he scored 177 points with a clean skate at that Korean event. And notoriously, the Korean domestic events don't score majorly highly, so if he is supposed to score as big as that, then he could take the title.
He's not far off, that's for sure. So Rio Nakata, who we see on screen right now, he plans 3 quad jumps. His first 3 elements will be quad sow, quad toe, and a quad toe combination. So he has certainly high level of difficulty planned. Was going to go for the quad toe there. That opened up.
And Rio is so eager to make sure that he retains the title that he won back in Beijing in 2023. He won gold there, but then dropped to 3rd in France last year at the Junior Grand Prix final. Now hoping to take the title back.
And one of the things I think Rio has mastered extremely well over the last few years, we saw a nice quad toe loop there, is keeping himself calm, because he had so much power, speed, and energy that he would sometimes muscle the elements under the stress and pressure of competition. But he seems to have that under control.
Yes, and we often reference we have during the course of this warm-up referenced the technical development as we see Lucius Kazaneki working on his quadruple jumps. And the quad jumps are, of course, crucial and vital to the skaters' success. But it is the development of their mental preparation, their competitive experience that can really serve them as well heading towards the senior ranks, as you mentioned with Rio Nakata, finding a greater equilibrium with the adrenaline that he has under the stress of performance.
And you can really see those skaters that are well prepared, if they continue the journey without any injuries or illnesses or whatnot, on a pathway towards the next Olympic Games 4 years after Milano. So, and this is young man on the screen right now is one of those athletes, but you never know what happens in life, and you never know what is around the corner. So We wish them the best here for sure, and we know they have a lot of talent. And not only these 6, Mark, there's many other juniors around the world that could have been here and just fell a bit short.
And for the skaters now, of course, leaving the ice, one of the greatest accomplishments of making the final is the chance to see the seniors who are here sharing this ice rink as well, and that will give great inspiration to keep demanding more.
They're online now, watching this. They may not be here. There's our first skater, representing Japan, Taiga Nishino.
As I mentioned, Taiga struggling in the short program, but the program component scores that he received, the skating skills, indication that the judges recognized his quality, and certainly with a clean skate here, he's very much in contention of moving on to the podium.
And he'll skate to Such a Night by Michael Ono, Moonlight Sonata. Taiga Nishino from Japan. You can see a nod of his head at the end of that program. 11 elements, 1 fall in that program. There are 5 under review, but overall, that was so strong.
Yes, and Taiga had a fall on the triple axel in the short program, and that was not his friend again today. He had a painful fall on the triple axel, the 4th element in this performance, but some semblance of redemption with the 2 opening quadruple jumps. And as I mentioned, he has the potential to move toward the podium, and indeed Rio Nakata has said he wants this young man to be second to him. So I wonder if Rio is backstage watching as Taiga makes sure to absorb some of the support given to him from the home crowd.
He was attacking all the way at the top of the program, opening up with that quad toe and quad south, currently on the quarter in the system. Let's go through the program here, Mark.
Here, the quadruple toe up, the opening element, and this signified the start of a fight that was perhaps missing a little bit in the short program. Managing the quad salco, as you say, to hit a Q mark, so the creative execution has to be diminished as his coach, Misao Sato, stamps the barrier in support and approval. Now this got so close to the boards. Triple axel, Euler, triple, well, maybe from that angle it wasn't quite as...
Wasn't too far.
These LED boards at these events are amazing, but not something you want to crash into.
No. Well, such a strong performance, 157. He has a 157.53 season's best, and he earned that in Varese, where he won that title there. He fall a little bit short on that, I think, here.
And he did actually have a 155 at the Japanese Junior National Championships last week, so the scores that we're seeing currently coming in might be a little disappointing for Taiga Nishino.
Well, he has two elements on the quarter and the fall, of course, and that probably represents those points lost here on this score. He's anxiously looking on. He would love to move up.
Interesting that the skating skills score for Taiga, the strongest of his three components, the judges not delighted with the presentation comparatively.
138.59 for Taiga Nishino. First skater out in this event with a total competition score of 202.60. A little upset with that score. He wanted, and you could see him fight for it at the top of the program, that was for sure. But again, it's a learning opportunity. Representing the Republic of Korea, 16-year-old Habin Choi.
And he, the youngest in the competition, but with the highest base value element with the quad lutz that is intended to open the program.
And he'll skate the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Taiga's Habin Choi provides a free skate. It was very mixed in the delivery. If you take the individual elements, there were some which were sensational. The quad loops to open the program was quite brilliant. Unfortunately, though, the subsequent element, that quad sako, was a really difficult and painful fall, and I'm sure that impacted the rest of the performance, of course.
Well, that quad Lutz really was like a senior Lutz. It had 3.45 added to that base value score for the quality of total 14, almost 15 points for that opening element. However, as you said, it went downhill from there. There are 11 elements in this program, and 5 are currently under review. Checking the landings of these elements. Take a look here. There's the quad Lutz. That was a beauty. Look at the blade, all the way backwards, soft knees extension. Can't get much better than that. Follows up here. Here's that hard fall. Watch him land forward and slip off the back of the heel, hit his hip and shoulder at the same time. Gets back up into the ice, into the program right away. Triple Lutz picks right away up into the triple toe loop. Under-rotated there, Mark.
Yes, and there were lots of just uncomfortable landings, but the quad sako fall was really nasty, and it had to have had an impact to be able to then take on board any of the jumping passes with confidence marred by that nasty, painful fall in the second of the elements.
He seemed to get back on track second half of the program a little bit. He was very aggressive, trying to muscle things a little bit because things were getting out of control. And after a fall, you have to catch up to the music. You're chasing the program a little bit. A really talented skater, a bit of a tough day here.
For Habin Choi, last season on the Junior Grand Prix, he had some 6th and 5th places, and then this season, 1st and 2nd. From here, as I mentioned, the youngest in the competition, this event, such an opportunity for further and continued acceleration and growth.
Well, his season's best was 154.43. He'll fall way short of that score with that many mistakes, but that's on this day. The talent is there, the skill is there, the difficulty is there, but not produced under the stressful situation of competition. 129.76 with a total competition score of 200.70. And that will put Habin currently in second place. The harsh reality and the toughness of our sport is sitting there after a tough program like that. As we take a look at our next competitor representing the United States of America, 17-year-old Lucius Kazaneki.
And Lucius, fractionally the eldest of the 6 men in this Junior Grand Prix final, and he does have a maturity of performance as well as quadruple jumping passes as well.
146.62, his season's best. In the final competition where he qualified, he won that event in Abu Dhabi. He'll skate to Adios, Nonino. From the United States, Lucius Kazaneki, 11 elements, only one under review. That signifies a pretty clean program for him.
Absolutely, and Lucius had set a goal with his illustrious and celebrated coach Tatiana Malinina that the objective for him was to skate clean. He cited that placement wasn't really an objective because there are so many good skaters here, and he said he wouldn't be disappointed if he found himself off the podium in this company. He's done what he and his coach have set out to do. He has delivered, he has skated cleanly, and that definitely puts pressure on those above him and puts him in contention for a medal. And alongside that medal, there are prize money ramifications as well. So he's certainly done all he can.
And I think this year has been a little bit of a surprise from a result perspective for him. Not from a training perspective or quality of skating, it's there, he's working hard, but he didn't know what to expect. We talked to him in Abu Dhabi, and it was a bit of a surprise to win that event. He was thrilled, of course, and here he finds himself in the final. As we take a look here at the first quad toe, great height up into the triple toe loop. He opens up the program with 14.5 points for that one element. Comes right back down the ice, the second quad toe. Follows this up with 10.19 points on that quad toe. So a great start to this free program.
And seemingly unfazed, Lucius, in his delivery and the mission statement. Everybody wants to skate clean, but his confidence in stating it in the press conference or the quick quotes after the event yesterday just gives us an insight into the brain space of an athlete that is obviously absolutely focused on delivering, and also must be delivering like this in practice to be able to do so under the pressure of this big occasion.
Yeah, and what really impresses me about this young man is his ability to focus on the high moment. I mean, his sort of first time out here on the Junior Grand Prix, he has his success, he makes the final. He might think, oh, that's just satisfaction. He's satisfied, but no, he wants to skate clean. He's focused on that, and you didn't see him get distracted by the big arena.
And now as we see the current leader, Taiga Nishino, in the leader's chair, we see who will go atop, but Lucius has absolutely done enough to lead the field at this stage, and that clean skate gives him the feedback now on where to move forward.
Well, he's a 146.62 for his season's best. It's a new season's best, a 153.72 with a total competition score 225.85 as Lucius takes the lead. High five from Roman Skoniakov, his coach. What a great job, not only in this event, but this whole season for this young man. Of course, Nationals coming up in January, another big competition, and perhaps Junior World, we'll see. Our next skater represents Belgium, 16-year-old Denis Krouglov.
Denis is brilliant in the short program, opening the men's junior short program. Now fighting to maintain at least the bronze medal position that he finds himself in after the first day of competition.
142.89 is his season's best, earning that in Abu Dhabi. He'll skate to 7 years in Tibet by John Williams. optimal mark for this young man. That is as good as he can skate, I think. I mean, yes, there are some, not errors, but there's some problems in that program, but overall that was very, very strong by Denis Krouglov.
Denis Krouglov has been mesmeric. Just to make the Junior Grand Prix final was a fantastic achievement for the 16-year-old from Leuven, who doesn't have some of the optimal facilities that others have in his training location. He's made it here, and he and his team have made sure that he is totally prepped to deliver. Remember I was saying in the short program, this is a man who's had to bring his academic books because he's got exams next week. He doesn't have the optimal location, but what his forever coach Leslie Stewart and the other members of the team have done to get him to skate like that on this big stage is so impressive.
It is, and he was on his game. Like, he was under control all the way through this program. Out of the 11 elements, only one was under review.
And now interesting to differentiate, because the program component scores between he and Lucius were very close in the short program as we look back at this triple axel. But unfortunately, Denis doesn't have the quadruple jumps in the planned program content that Lucius has. So how close can he be as we see this triple lutz?
But clearly, I think this is going to be his personal best this season.
And indeed, that is part of the long-term athlete development plan that he and Leslie and Roman and Tom Dixon all have. They were considering vying for podium places next season, and he's usurped all of the plans to find himself competing at the Junior Grand Prix final this year. So they wouldn't, I don't think, be disappointed if he doesn't make the podium.
No. It's been a successful season, regardless of the podium.
And he continues to have this upward trajectory. And Coach Roman was explaining that the whole family is involved. Mother is the maker of his costumes, and the parents, their coach described as super supportive and respectful of the coaches too. So everybody working towards supporting the two. On screen now, Leslie Stewart and Denis Krouglov.
Season's best, 142.89. As we take a look at the leader at the moment.
And he needs 151.57 to stay ahead of Lucius.
Here is the score for the free program for Denis. Season's best, 151.31, which is second in the free program. Total competition score of 225.60. They still look thrilled with that score. That puts them for the moment at least into second place.
He's found out he's a bronze medalist.
Yeah.
But they realize it's by a fraction of a point.
And they just, they recognize him from a distance there as we take a look at our next competitor representing the Republic of Korea, Minkyu Seo.
And Minkyu has over a 10-point margin after the short program above those next closest to him, but he is not looking behind him. Minkyu Seo is very eager, I am sure, to look above him to Rio Nakata, and you see him working through the Salco takeoff, which will be the most valuable element in this program.
He needs to be clean to have a chance to move up. He'll skate the free program to X Genesis Symphony Part 3 by Muse. Omar, that was simply sublime.
So brilliant from Minkyu Seo. And this, a man who was the junior world champion in 2024, and since then Rio Nakata seemed to have crept away and moved into a different league. But now Minkyu Seo is back in contention. The quadruple jump now added to his technical repertoire puts him back in the mix. And this performance showcasing a consistency with it, backing up what he did at the President's Cup last week.
And he truly does put the pressure on Rio, because Rio can't afford or two mistakes for sure, because this young man's going to lay down a really nice score here and say, okay, Rio, you're going to need to beat this.
Yes.
Beautiful skating skills, soft landings, quiet blades throughout. Wonderful speed and flow across the ice. Let's take a look inside the program, Mark.
Yes, some of the running edges on the landings, just really great qualities. We look, this is the quad salco, new to his planned program content. And not just delivered, but good length in the jump as well. The judges need to see not just height, but length too.
And here's the triple axel, free leg back in time, low reloads up into the triple toe loop, soft landing, rides the edge, and the triple flip, triple toe loop right after that. Look at the speed between the two jumps. So important to keep the distance and ice coverage in that jump combination.
Yeah, like you say, this does now apply a pressure on Rio Nakata.
And the second triple axel made it look so easy as he rides that landing edge and continues on in the program. You can see some emotion coming out of his face. And once those technical elements are done, they become free of the technical concentration and allow their bodies and emotion to get connected to the music. And you can see him here. That was what he was hoping and worked so hard for.
And that's something that Minkyu Seo has always been proud to showcase, that he has an awareness of the musicality, the performance, and the presentation.
Well, his season's best is 161.81. Actually, that's his overall personal best as well. 161.81. He wants to beat that score. And it's a new season's best of 171 by 10.09. First in the Prix program, of course, with a total competition score of 255.91. He set the stage. And now Rio Nakata of Japan just heard that score. Well, and the pressure is on.
That a higher score than Rio has achieved before at an ISU International. So we've seen one personal best. Now we need to see another with the final competitor.
And there he is, fierce competitor. He's with his father at the side of the boards. What a moment for this family. Rio Nakata here at home in Japan.
And as I mentioned, wanting to retain the title that he lost last year, there are so many Japanese flags, of course, here in this IG Arena in Nagoya. Everybody here willing him to usurp what has already gone before, which was quite brilliant.
And perhaps the music that he has chosen is appropriate for this moment. He'll skate to Gladiator. Well, Mark, as the fans rise in celebration of that program from Rio Nakata, he fought so hard, got a little tired near the end of the program, but it was brilliant. He said, I want to land 3 quadruple jumps, which he did, to widen the gap in points and beat Shun Sato's highest score at the Junior Grand Prix final, and he might just do that.
Well, it's so interesting. You know, we're comparing this to what went before Minkyu Seo, but Rio Nakata comes into this event with different kind of mental brain space. He wants to have the highest ever men's free skate at a Junior Grand Prix final. That was delivered back in 2019 by Shun Sato, who now is second in the senior competition. It's going to be interesting because Rio did deliver 3 quadruple jumps, unlike the one from Minkyu Seo, but there were mistakes that littered the program a little bit, probably because he hasn't had the training time as consistently as he would have liked because of the injury that prevented him from training over the past couple of months. So,
and as I mentioned, he looked a little fatigued halfway through the program, and although he was able to pull some of the elements off, they were not of the quality that he normally can. Received a couple minus GOEs in the program.
And here the quadruple salto of even greater quality than Minkyu Seo at the beginning of the program when he was at his most physically energized. Here the quad toe and triple toe. So that value of that element at this point in the program, looking like he would usurp Minkyu Seo comfortably. But then by the time of the 3rd quadruple jump, he did an incredible job of clinging on, but that touchdown of the foot forces the negative grade of execution. And Rio does have a 1.5 or so lead in hand above Minkyu Seo based on the short program scores, but has he done enough to stay ahead of the crystal clean skate that the Korean skater who leads the field had?
Well, 2 warriors were battling it out for this title, and it's coming down to be ever so close. We'll find out in just a moment who takes the title here, but the future is bright for these 2 young men in junior now, but in senior years to come.
So very true, and it's so wonderful when we have a little bit of a battle that we can enjoy. And as I said, these 2 men have been exchanging junior world titles, and perhaps Minkyu's so ready to become the front runner again.
The rivalry continues. Here's the score, 163.22. That's second in the Prix program. A total competition score of 249.70. Rio Nakata will take the silver. Minkyu Seo of Korea takes the title.
And Rio Nakata does not want to see that. He is vocal about his desperation to win. A little bit of aggression there, understandably, but he'll come back to try to vie for the title at Junior Worlds, but there's the champion.
What a great competition this was, and we have many more to come with these 2 in the forefront. They'll battle each other, as will other skaters. We saw Denis Krouglov of Belgium continue his ascent. Big smile by Minkyu, but it's not the Junior World Championship, it's the Junior Grand Prix final. The Junior World's yet to come in March. And the final episode of this battle will continue in Tallinn, Estonia in early March.
And with the title, Minkyu Seo takes $6,000 US as prize money, and we'll see him performing in the exhibition gala, I am sure, on Sunday as well.
Well, there was almost an 8-point flip as Minkyu was 2 points behind and ends up to be about 6 points ahead. Lucius Kazaneki of the United States takes the bronze. You saw his reaction. Just a phenomenal season that young man has had so far. He has the national championships coming up in St. Louis in January. So one more big competition, perhaps the Junior Worlds in March as well for Lucius. So, good event, Mark.
Great event, and now the first medals have been decided and awarded, and we get ever closer to finding out which other skaters will be victorious in the IG Arena in Nagoya.
The stage has been set today. Pretty exciting performances. We've seen the rhythm dance, the men's free program here. And more to come.
Yeah, And now, a little bit of disappointment for the home crowd because, of course, their favourite would have been the home skater Rio Nakata, but Minkyu Seo totally deserving of the title here.
さあ見事優勝しましたソ・ミンギュ選手にお越しいただいております。まずは優勝おめでとうございます。一言応援してくださったファンの皆様にメッセージをお願いいたします。축하합니다. 응원하셨던 분들에게 한마디 메시지를 들려주세요.
한국에서 일본까지 비행기 타고 오셨는데 꼭 1등하는 모습 보여드리고 싶었는데 커사도 뛰고 이렇게 1등해서 만족해요. 아리가또 고자이마시다.
はい皆様今一度ソ・ミンギュ選手にどうぞ大きな拍手をお送りください。
Well, based on what we saw here, if you're a figure skating fan and have watched our sport over the years evolve, know now that quint jumps are possible. We didn't see it here, we haven't seen it in the seniors yet, but they're making it look very possible. Whether it's needed or wanted, well, that's another point. We'll find that out, but that will be the ISU and the skaters themselves to determine it. But clearly, I believe that's possible. I mean, that's juniors we watch. Wait till the seniors come up.
Yes. And now, coming away from this event, we just do get an indication as what is to come as we see Lucius Kazaneki delivering what was the goal shared between he and his coach Tatiana Malinina, a clean skate, and the clean skate rewarded by 1/4 of a point with a bronze medal at the Junior Grand Prix final.
And there is Roman Skoniakov, his coach here, cheering him on. It's just a brilliant season for this young man. He was absolutely thrilled, completely focused on skating the clean program as he did. And there is Rio Nakata, the silver medal winner here, skating last in front of his home crowd. Delivers the 3 quads, but some trouble a little bit later in the program, Mark.
And he comes away from this event with a new ISU personal best by a small margin, but it's not what Rio was wanting. Rio was wanting to make the highest ever score at a Junior Grand Prix final. And I think he thought it was going to be more successful than it was. He will go back now to the Japanese Senior National Championships as we cast our eyes upon the champion, Minkyu Seo. And he too, like Rio Nakata, has a new ISU personal best, and that by some margin of 10 points, taking the title.
And the rivalry continues, and that's what's exciting for the junior category, for the junior skating. And as they move into senior, I'm sure it will continue in many years to come.
Indeed. As we head towards the 2026 Winter Olympics, and much discussion there, those are perhaps candidates for the 2030 podium.
That concludes our coverage of the junior men's free program. Up next will be the junior women's free. We hope you join us for that. It will take place in just about 20 minutes.
ショートプログラムは 64.06 点で 5位でした。はい、ユソン選手は本当にとっても金沢純香選手、ショートプログラムは 66.16 4位でした。素晴らしいクルエラを演じてましたね。初めてのジュニアグランプリファイナルだったんですけど、堂々として素敵でした。フリーでも、注目です。はい、続いて第4滑走は日本の岡